of an organization called the Freestyle Union. And the Freestyle Union is dedicated to the growth and development of hip-hop. For those of you who don't know, hip-hop is the culture from which rap music emanated from. However, we like to differentiate between hip-hop and rap. Hip-hop is that which comes from the heart, which comes from the spirit, which is about the culture and about moving the music and the people forward. Rap music is that which is exploited by the industry and by individuals who are only in it to make money. And so we hope that we'll be able to create a balance. We have an organization in DC with 50 members. We have at least 30 different rappers that attend our workshop. And in hip-hop culture, we refer to ourselves as MCs. And an MC is a master of ceremony. That means that you are the ultimate performer, that you understand your God-given gift and ability to rock the stage regardless of what the circumstances are, that you understand that you as an artist control your own destiny. And that's what an MC is. And so we're going to kick this off. We do something called freestyling, which is improvisational poetry. And in our sessions, we use topics. So you can't just come and rhyme about anything. There's given topics that are presented on the floor. And so the MCs that participate have to rhyme on those different topics. So at a certain point, we may ask the audience for some topics. These brothers up here are highly skilled, and I have full confidence in them. So don't hold back. Throw out whatever it is that's in your heart and on your mind. And so we like to make it, our performances interactive. And so I'll begin. With, I do poetry, and a lot of my poetry is dealing with hip-hop now that I'm so much into the culture. I release rhymes over rhythmic tracks. Beats and bass lines boom, alto or vibes, entering your innermost self, leaving you lyrically high. Southern dreams bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves, and blood at the root. Black body swinging in the northern, southern, eastern, western breeze. Strange fruit hanging in the industry. Everyone's talking represent, keep it real, yet everyone looks alike. Clone-like beings, cloning, zoning in and out of some warped images of a man-made reality. Everyone's talking represent, keep it real, yet everyone looks alike. Camouflage large, unwashed dreads, unhappy, nappy heads, unnaturally chemical free. Everyone's talking represent, keep it real, yet everyone looks alike. Who can represent? Where is the representation of the real? Namo, the power of words. Clearly understand the musicology of rapology is wordology. Word worlds of people, unborn MCs to be exiting from the womb of lyrical motherhood. Painful reactions, equivalent to her contractions. Ah! She screams, and poetry is born.
What's up, everybody? What's up? How we gonna do this? Glad that y'all can make it out here tonight. Y'all, can you give me anything?
Since the topic is revolution, I'ma respond to these war drums in the back. In revolution, they talk about taking a man's right to live, but most brothers are afraid to get their own blood. Talking about representing, but when it comes to stepping to the plate, where they go, there they went. I thought so, but now it seems that other people seem that they would like to be revolutionaries, but opinions vary. It's not legendary, I would think. If you wanted to appoint 1 million people on the front lawn of the Capitol, then we should have ran up in the joint instead of marching. But no need to be a revolutionary by the, you know, some people seem to give lip service to being a revolutionary, but I think that that's something that I wouldn't like. You think when the revolution comes, I'ma be on the mic? Nah, it's time to be out in the fields, in the trenches, getting drenched in the blood of my own people. people, and we all equal. Revolutionary means that even though I may not wear the clothes, check where my feet go after this show is over. Then you'll see who's the revolutionary. Yeah, I told you, not urbanized foot soldier, not one that be like something that I think and I see when I come, not hostile. My mission be not mission impossible. It's quite possible to me that in my actions I could prove to be revolutionary in the highest sense. Remember Ho Chi Minh? Yeah, and that's the way it is.
They talk of revolution. Well, I revolt against the masses. Definitely black people sit on their asses. I don't understand it. They get about the game. But careless one tell us niggas on TV. They don't see me inside of my reality. The revolution ain't about guns, it's about minds. Daughters and sons, sisters and mothers on earth. But ain't nobody gave a fuck about their kids since birth. I try to realize why MCs are eyes closed. But I open up their eyes with the third, the word of God. Jihad, everybody's the same. Revolution, man. It ain't about black suits and black fedoras. It's about empowerment of the youth. Empowerment of the truth. The truth for the masses. I give you all revolution.
And you want to show what a wonderful world that I live in. When the brothers be disrespecting their mamas, hold back your laws while these young people curry barbers. We be acting like the army flips, getting down, brothers on a corner, camouflage down. Flows they getting ripped, not using their brains. Mentally they getting ripped, change. I feel the same, it's all up in the brain. They can't understand why we in the clothes we wear, the way we treat our hair. Best to see how you trying to be. They trying to paint the picture for me. Doing they do shit for me. I won't broke. Who gives a quote by the highlight? Brothers want me in handcuffs and want to get roughed up. A hollow tip is the way we had to be in these projects, all the way to Baltimore to DC. We had it best to ability. Can't you see? They want us locked down eventually because they want us rid of us. Our skin tone is a bit, making sure that we get open because they want us all big. Down in jail, making sure that we won't exhale or prevail, making still. They want us all down in the grave. Rest in peace to the brothers that's not here. Let's test here so I can kick it through your ear. Cause I respect my moms and my grandmas. Taking sure that you understand we're natural cause. Got the nation. Nation brothers wanna get down, but they looking through the scene, trying to call us old names, call us niggas. Niggas is black, niggas is this, niggas is him, and Filipino is the nigga. Most of black facts, why they understand that? Cause if you don't get it through the fact, you just whack with the African sound through the back, and Tarzan one swinging in the jungle back.
Yo, check it. What is a revolution without a unity, community? What do you think between you and me? Yes, it's the Filipino man resurrected from the lyrics of lounge. Now I come around. Your mind does intertwine with mine. I don't really color what color you are when I'm dropping, but I will never fall. Yes, sure, to the beat, sure, and I'll make that call. See, now you see me in many different ways, three-dimensional. As I say, yes, I parlay every day, all day. Revolution comes from the mind and what you say. So parental advisory is not a must. I bust miracles just like vacuums and dust. But that's okay because when I run like this, I'm having to Tony Blackman. So
We're gonna take the music low. We're gonna get a towel from the audience. We're gonna see if we can kick it out of mic. Cause this is a collective process what we do and we have to be able to share the energy. We got a topic over here. White supremacy. White supremacy. White supremacy is the topic on the floor. Who will step to the center? Give it more.
White supremacy is really insecurity in disguise. But through the ignorant eyes, it would seem as supreme. But don't you know, if I had little feet, I'd say the little feet are the best in the world. Everybody with big feet feel smaller than that. But then when I really step to the realism of things, I see that it's better if I manage to, through my eyes, see for myself strategize like Sun Tzu. When I come with style, starting like a Ginsu night. To be white is something distracting. When they talk about race, it's really looking at the forest and not the tree.
need someone in here to help us create the hook. Give us the chorus. Give us some words to vibe off of. Words?
Love.
Love.
Yes, sir.
Okay, love. You got the love? Love. Love. So this one's about love. That's what I'm thinking of. I said this one's about love.
Yeah. It's all about respect to get next. I see about the next one, but I can see you next. See, you I love you because your skin's so nice. Because you a human and that's the way you're supposed to be loved. See, I love anybody fat, skinny, or tall. As long as you got the mind and set it off when it balls. Because I see through the eyes that people don't realize. Having AIDS or having your head faded. I don't give a damn, black or white, my man. Through the eyes I realize. See my mama giving love on the top. And to them brothers ain't taking him and their baby kids fucking and suckers. Because these western suckers wanna bust us, but they need to love each other. Too much smoking that cheaper weaver. Getting their heads locked down without the creeper. See, we need us love. Don't give us love. Because sometimes we going to jail for throwing them slugs. Now I understand. See, I was once a wild bunch. Didn't give a shit about my moms or what. But see, things that change. My grandmama rearranged. The Bible in my hand and now my whole brain changed. God, the essence. For making sure the flips. Because when you young, you love your mother or you see the innocent. Black or white, don't give a care. See, you don't even see. Can't you understand it when you're young, you got that unity. But then we grow up, we
love is the way when the kid sees his crew. What is love? Is it at the end of the show when I rip the funky rhyme they gave me daps at the door? Is love the things that I think of when I go to the store and buy some Whitman's sampler? No, I trample the myths about love. Could love be Valentine's Day when I spend cash and go to the ATM machine and run quick fast back to my love? Or should I say after Valentine's Day over, what's gonna happen next? Could love manifest in the form of sex? Well, we've only known each other 3 months and now we love each other. Or could that be that myth needs to be smothered? Is love really a 4-letter word? Or is it a series of emotions that have occurred over a period of time? Hear it. Is love God manifest in the spirit? Or what could love be? It's not that complex. I got to think of love and then I think of the checks that bounce when checks for my girl, trying to show her I love her, but I couldn't seem to do it in any other way but a diamond or a pearl, cause I was too busy thinking of myself. Love is something that you have to give, even if you have no money. If you love, you still rich. Love is not calling a queen, you know the rest. So I have to end the manifest.
Political topics. And so someone's going to step up and talk about the presidential election.
Thank you. Yeah. Tell you off the top while you get up into it. And everybody reads it. And it's like, I see on the TV, they trying to snatch you and me, trying to get us to vote, but I'ma tell you one thing. MTV ain't nothing but a joke to me, trying to get us to vote. And I tell you off the top, they trying to get us to make votes. For a brother I ain't lived with, never been next to, never seen sleep with, I could never do. So who the hell is Bill? Ain't that nothing for me? They trying to get permanent action so they can get rid of me. Yes. We need to use what? We paying tax for what? Doing this for what? I see the black people round the corner around my way, standing in lines for that welfare pay. It's kind of funny, we living like dummies, show no sense. Ugly brothers, they grab the microphone to try to win, so they can wear coochie sweaters and pushing on the fans. Lately do that and know that brothers want us go, cause they want us to flow and look like monkeys, trying to use us, abuse us and me. Making sure the breeze, making young ladies open their knees, and let the babies push out easily. Can't you understand they doing this with you and me for the flip? Brothers get out of high school and gotta sign up for the government, so we can fight in their army, do what they want us to do. Telephone flu, we can't even hide with crews. Definitely I try to understand. Flows soup, who the hell in the world make that nigga new? But I can never understand. He's trying to be the man. Why can't I be respected for what I got on? I gotta have a blue suit, a bow tie, or maybe a tie, sitting on the bench talking reasons why. The president even got problems talking about sleeping with women back at his home office, but we don't say nothing about that. But when OJ get convicted, then they acting like they smoking crack. But I'ma tell you off the top, see I don't see through the eyes, see your mind get dropped to that 0 degree. Try to hold it by breeze, but they won't grab me, cause I'm a black man, and black man 50% of it can break down, but I can never sit down when I flow. When I flow, see they talking about they want for us. Who the hell give a duck to us? Now they acting like, since they burning down the churches in the South, that they acting like they care about us, but they don't give a shit. They probably burning them down themselves, cause they good for their wealth. Now they on TV, who's gonna kick big dick next? They got my man with dreads on trial, put you in a white police down. Now we break it down by foul, over flow, live from death row. Fuck the president, cause if I get a chance, I'm going like Independence Day, blowing everything away. See your mind way, dominating through the thing, how we go black, cause they don't give a shit about that. You can call the president the nutty professor, cause he blowing up quickly, but you can never see. Goals and say, call these brothers the Arnold Schwarzenegger, cause they gonna race. All the kids down in the church, making sure we get down for art. Getting slang, all they do is on Black History Day, they talk about Martin Luther King. And it's been shitty. And I'ma tell you all, it's just a pity. So when you vote, vote for yourself. Cause they ain't giving a shit about your taxes. For real.
We are the Freestyle Union, and it's Freestyle Union is a hip-hop workshop dedicated to the elevation of the rhyme. We have MCs from ages 15 to 34, and we all just come together and vibe. And like I said, it's about the elevation of hip-hop culture. It's a part of me. It's what I grew up with. It's what they grew up with. And what we're trying to do is to put the real essence back into it so that we control our own destiny.
Right, another hand for Tony Blackman, Freestyle Union. Just warming up here. Right, down to the main course now. Brother Dell's here. I think everybody here is probably familiar with Dell Jones by now. Dell Jones is the war correspondent. He's the author of 4 books, The Black Holocaust, Culture Bends Volume 1 and Volume 2, and his new book, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which deals with Rapp and Revolution. So Dell's not new to this city. I've known Dell for about 3 or 4 years now, and Dell, just like everybody else here, is seriously committed about what they do. And Tony Blackman, the Freestyle Union, Lady Mataka, Sister Nzinga, these are people that were selected for this program, and Ross Chris, Ancestors Roots, because these are people that are committed about what they're doing, and what they do, everything they do 110%. Brother Dell's been working hard, Baltimore, all across. Brother Dell just came back from Jamaica recently. I'm sure he'll be telling us a little bit about his trip, so I'm not going to talk too much more, because I don't like to talk anyway, because again, I'm a poet, right? So I'm going to bring up Brother Dell, because we've been waiting for a while. So I hope y'all enjoyed the first half so far.
on the floor. You can't call him in cowardice. You can't call him from the color yellow. You have to call him black. Black Eye Story, huh? They're here and now we're ready to deal. With the permissions of the ancestors, and without that permission, we wouldn't have been able to continue. You know, because they know how to stop the movement when it ain't right. So with their permission, and the permission of the elders in the room, which might be me. Damn, okay. And with the permission of the youth. The youth is out tomorrow, and that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about young people. We're talking about cowardice. Well, first we always start with the state of the race, huh? All right. We have to look at the state of the race before you begin anything. African people are dying. All over this globe, African people are dying. The state of the race, and we are letting it happen. We're dying in the desert. We're dying in jungles. We're dying on concrete. We're just dying. We die so much we got used to dying. We begin to think we're supposed to die. The 12-year-old boy should get shot in the head, then I'm dead. That has got to change. And through the culture that we heard tonight, to tell you the truth, everything I got to say has already been said. I might as well go on home. The poets was kicking it. And we got to understand what that means. We're dying in Somalia. White supremacy will not let a government emerge in Somalia so that they consider their genocide. In Rwanda, they pit us against each other. Dying all around. Self-inflicted dire inspired by genocide. In Liberia, they won't let a government emerge. Dying all around. We're so crazy with that Bible that we hack up each other. We slaughter each other. Genocide! In Baltimore, yeah. In Philly, PA. In Long Beach. And all over this country. Dying of young people. Dying because we set them up. Because we didn't clean it up. Dying. Genocide! No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, you can't run from the word genocide. Only the coward would want to. The bombing of the churches show us one thing. We beg the Christians to come to the party. It's everybody's party. Because we, the people darker than blue, is the one they're going to take down. Each and every one. Whether you're Islamic, whether you're Christian, whether you're Rasta, whether you're Buddhist, whether you believe in Ukulukulud, whether you're in the Mayat. African people are dying. Malcolm said when they hang you, they don't ask your religious affiliation. They hang you because you're black. He told us many years, 30 years ago. Somehow it hasn't sunk in that we died because we're black. B-L-A-K-S, N-U-S-S, B-L-A-C-K, N-U-S-S, B-L-A-C-K, N-U-S-S. Blackness is why we die. Then blackness should be why we come together, huh? Race first at all times. Race first at all times. Race first. We, the people dark and blue, can't go out like this. Chancellor Williams asks, how did we get to the pyramids, to the projects? I ask you, how do we get back out of the projects to the pyramids? It's in believing in your young people. It's believing, stop cannibalizing your own youth. It's believing and stop making excuses for why shit ain't working. You try something else if your heart's in the right place, huh? B-L-A-C-K-N-U-S-S. The dying is set up for Global 2000. 2.7 billion people of color should be erased from the face of the earth, white supremacists told me. And we the darker, and the people darker than blue are the ones set up to go first. Because if they can take us down, everybody else fall. We are here. I travel all over the world. And the only ones who bring me in are people who are serious. Bushies don't want to hear me, see me, and if they can, they take me out. But I'm not nothing but a war correspondent. Documenting the storm from inside its eye. So whenever you talk to me, I'm going to tell you the truth, no matter who it hurts. Because we're not about taking people down, but making corrections. We got to give it up straight. Criticism with affection for those who still down with us. For treason, they're going to wind up against the wall. Now to the drum we come, I say. It cannot be denied. The first thing they took from us off that ship was the drum. That was your method of communication. That was your cyberspace. This cyberspace ain't shit. We, the people dark and blue, was communicating over mountains and hills and ridges. Because out of the drum we come. Africans without a drum are not Africans at all. So my tribe over here in the United Snakes used the bass for the drum that they took. For the soul of black folks, come the bass of the drum, close your eyes, open ears, Mother Africa, come. Come, Mother. For the soul of black folks, come the bass of the drum, close your eyes, open ears, Mother Africa, she come. Come, Mother. European culture and African culture are dialectically opposed. Not because some Marxist white fool said it. Because you know what a Marxist is? A Marxist is a person who studied African communalism and tried to adapt it to industrial European and Germany. Had no history of sharing anything with anybody. White people don't even share with themselves. The only time they come together is to take us down. Then they go back to their contradictions. So it's time to play their contradictions. In my book, The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I deal with the devils are at the devil's door. See, there's a civil war in white supremacy camp, yeah? A civil war. How do I know it's a civil war? You say, Ted Koppel didn't say it. Ted Rapp didn't say it. CNN didn't say it. How did niggas know anything about a civil war? Civil war is when the same people from the same nation kill each other. When they blow each other up, boom! In Waco, Texas, they barbecued themselves. Slaughtered by the United States government, fronting for the New World Order. The militias, as they call, I call them American nationalists. American nationalists say, we didn't kill all them red people and castrate, brutalize, enslave those black people and build this nation up to share with no other white people. And therein lies the rub. It rubs, rubs, it rubs. So at Waco, they had to take them down. At Ruby Ridge, they shot a little boy in the back and blew the head off a mother holding a child in her arms. White people, white on white crime. I call it, let's have a little more. Let's have a little more. I enjoy white on white crime. I get me some popcorn. I get me some fruit juice. And I watch them take them down. Because I know they watch me every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. As we take each other down, as we get the gat on the wrong people. As we blow out the wrong brains. As we poison the wrong people. It is our job at this station, at this point in time in history, to prepare the youth to take over. Not to control them. Not to dictate everything. You know, because we act like we hate our young people, and that is so true. Look how they walk. Look how they talk. Look at it. Look at that. I can't stand that loud music. Pepsi Cola gave you a commercial to make sure you continue to hate your own young people. Brother sitting down on the couch, and Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell singing, you're all I need to get by. He just enjoyed himself. Upstairs, the little brother, Big King, powerful king. Sitting upstairs listening to Mary J. Blige and Method Man with the same song, and all he got to tell his youth is, turn that noise down! Ever since the invention of hip-hop and rap, we decided that they needed to turn it down. It's intimidating, it's incriminating. I'm operating on the punk principle. You're confronting me. I'm the best man that I'm going to be. Turn it down! Turn down the only liberating, revolutionary art form we now possess. Turn it down. Luther Vandross ain't singing nothing. Michael Jackson just chasing some little boy trying to squeeze his Sherman, he is. R&B has not produced one revolutionary song. Not one. Not one by accident. Even though I do contend a positive love song has revolutionary components, or one that we deal with true emotion, true affection, instead of the TNA that they flash at us. That's revolutionary, because without keeping that core, that family together, it won't happen. So revolution has a long spectrum. Let me remind you, I know you know this. Revolution is a process, it's not an event. I say it. Revolution is a process. It's not an event that jumps off and then disappears. It's a process that began when they grabbed the first Africans and drug them to a ship. When they laid their foul, disease-ridden body on top of our first black queen. I can still hear the wail of the ancestors. Because when you become truly African-centered, do you remember the days of slavery? Oh, slavery days. Do you remember the days of slavery? If you never forget the days of slavery, you'll never forget who your enemy is. You'll never forget what your position to your enemy is. You'll never forget what you got to do, huh? What you got to do, yeah. Out of the drum we come. We must return to the source to hear the wail of the ancestors. Because it's a loud wail. Is it vengeance? Son, do you know how I died? Do you know how I died? Do you know what they did to me? Do you know what they did to my daughter? Son and daughter, do you hear me? Take the fucking Walkman off. Do you hear me, sons and daughters of Africa? But they have constructed something called the American Nigger Factory. The American Nigger Factory, I say, has two components. The racist curriculum of those white supremacist schools our children are still in. How the hell you think you're going to get revolutionary children out of a white supremacist curriculum? Holding your children in captivity 6 days. 6 hours and 5 days a week. For 12 years, molding their thought process. So they'll forget old slavery days. And focus in on, you know, Abraham Lincoln was cool. If it wasn't for Abe, damn, I'd be picking cotton instead of unemployed on this corner. Boy, don't have not had some motion. They still teach that George Washington, old slave maker, old slave breaker, old slave taker, could not tell a lie. The faggot never said he had slaves, so he's a lying bastard. See, they still tell our children about cherry trees. And that brute Columbus was cool. Columbus, the barbarian and the butcher, was cool. Cristobal Colon, because if you called him Columbus and he was walking in his room, he wouldn't turn around because that wasn't that cracker's name. His name was Cristobal Colon. It's etched in my mind. I'm going to get you, Christopher. Yes, I'm coming for you, Christopher. Yes, Oh, you did? Then I'll take your sons and daughters, Christopher. Because they're enjoying doing the same thing on a sophisticated level, Christopher. Out of the drum we come, and here we come, Christopher. Oh, yeah. We're dying. So we have to return to the source. All over the African world I travel and I speak because I'm a lucky, lucky man. Because whenever the community says, speak to me, you are in an honored station. There's no money, no book sales. We don't calculate that. Do we have enough to get here and get home? And do we have enough to put out our next book? We don't want your Lexus knob. We don't want to integrate your so-called hood. No. We want your head. Because you have dared to execute a genocidal program against the people darker than blue. You have dared to sneak up on my women and children and say you want them dead. by the year 2000. There your blood just running down your cheeks. Barbarians from the cave looking to live in our sunshine in Africa because we're supposed to be dead. To take us off the islands because we're supposed to be dead. And to take us out of these jobs and everything that we earn, our property, our businesses. So they come from the churches, huh? I asked Reverend Chicken Wing. I asked Reverend Hoop and Holler. Please, brother, can we have the parish house tonight? We want to have a lecture. What are you having, boy? Well, boy. Okay, solid. But, sir, what we're having is we're having speakers in from the Sudanese Liberation Army who's trying to stop slavery in the Sudan. And we have no place to hold it. Slavery in the Sudan? I don't know nothing about that, but listen, sir. There are 1 million slaves held by Arabs because they hate us so much. We think we love them. They hate us so much. They're the ones who crumbled African civilization when they rolled in, and we allowed them to lay on the trade routes. Then we allowed them to marry our women, and then we allowed them to take all of North Africa. And the blood it ran, and the slaughtered, and we pushed back, and they slaughtered, and we pushed back, and they slaughtered, and we pushed back until we're sub-Sahara on our own motherland. That's like me coming into your house and driving you into the kitchen and say, don't you ever come out. And by the way, later on I want the kitchen because I'm hungry. Yeah. So Reverend Chicken Wing, whether Hoop and Holler, can we like have this meeting? No, boy, look, see, you need to find God. Yeah, sir. God ain't got nothing to do with this, see? God gave me the common sense to realize that we're at war. We have the answer to all of your hang-ups, and we shall tell you, war. It's no accident they got people walk around saying peace. It's the maintenance of the status quo. If you like your situation, then peace. If you don't like your situation, war. We have the answer to all of your hang-ups, and it shall show you, and we shall show you war. Why? Because I'm warmonger? No. I would rather be sitting off the Indian Ocean with a beautiful African women writing poetry to them. I like to have children dancing at my feet, in the sunshine of life. But it is not to be. They're on our land. They've got our culture, our religions, our gods. So I got to be something else. I ain't mad. This is what men do. This is what sisters do. We free ourselves. Free your mind and your ass shall follow. You can't free your ass and your mind follow. You wouldn't even know you were free. You wouldn't have no definition of liberation. Free your mind. And that's what the poets was appealing to through the African culture. And out of the drum we come. So Reverend Chicken Wing, Reverend Hoop and Holler, can we have a meeting tonight? No, and keep that black stuff out of here. Don't put no black posters on my bulletin board. Stay away, nigga! Damn! You mean that? Stay away, you're in trouble. You want to get us all in trouble? Leave those white people alone. We're all a part of the human family. You mean that? I mean that, boy, and next time you come here, I'll show you how much that 911 ain't no joke. Come to pick up niggas like you. Solid. Yeah. Solid. See, because I know that it's the conditions that make revolutionaries. Only the vanguard starts studying before the measure. The conditions will make the revolution. They'll be looking for you. The same people say, here come them with their blah talk. They're going to be looking for you. Because that's the laws of revolution. It wasn't 1 billion people in China that changed that history. It wasn't 1 million people in Cuba that changed that history. In Zimbabwe, in Angola, in Mozambique, in Zimbabwe. There was a few like us, like I and I. Stay consistent. they're going to turn up the heat on we the people darker than blue. There's a burning their churches. And they call me down! They burned my church! I said they'd be there for you. But I'm going to pray them away down. They'll be back. Because you showed them the pump principle.
There you go.
When they killed your babies that sat on my lap in West Philadelphia, in the neighborhood where I lived in. When they dropped a bomb on my babies and burned them to a crisp right before my eyes. With 500 pigs surrounding my hood. And Ramona and the babies and Tree and Bertie was inside. Don't tell me they won't kill you. Don't tell me they won't kill us all. It's the punk principle you're speaking from. And if you're a punk, step off. I stood at the burial that day. Me and the cadres from the Committee for Pan-Africanist Development. We were told to fan out and work the crowd and make sure we had no unnecessary casualties, because that's bourgeois war when they roll in 500 to 1,000 pigs with heavy arms. The guerrilla can't convert that. He has to wait till his time. Malcolm said, wait till night, sneak up on him when it's even, Stephen. So it was not our day. And I remember when they dropped the bomb, my brother was standing with me, Brother Deke. And I said, what's that helicopter doing? He said, I was in the military, Dale. He's cutting his circle. That mother gonna drop something, huh? I said, what? Boom! Let it burn! Let the niggas burn. Don't tell me nothing about the enemy, huh? Don't step to me with no foolishness! I've seen it in person. I've seen it in Jamaica, huh? I've seen it in Grenada. I've seen the remnants of it in Southern Africa. I am from the eye of the storm. That's the only way a writer can write from you. He can't write for you from ivory towers. I am from the eye of the storm, and it's ugly in there. And it's dying in there. And his baby's crying in there. And there's hunger in there. And the blood runs in there. The people want to slide around the eye of the storm, around the perimeter. They want to pretend that nothing is happening in that eye. Say, well, they need to stop messing around and they won't get hurt. They need to stop challenging white and they won't get no hurt. They be bad. The eye of the storm. They're coming for everybody. They're coming for white people. They're coming for Asians. But we the people darker than blue, like Dr. Clark say, it's 1 billion of us. We don't need to love the nobody else, because everybody is speaking our shit. Everybody is partying on our drum. Everybody's put us down. Everywhere we are, we're the last rung of the ladder. Tell me nothing about what they won't do. I said, brother, there's a black holocaust right there, brother, there. You think that'll kill us all? I mean, all of us, brother, there? I said, damn. I said, from the so-called U.S. Virgin Islands, if it's the U.S. Virgin Islands, it tells you America has a colony. Puerto Rico and other ones. All the way down to Trinidad and Tobago. They killed the red man. All of them! The Arawak, the Kalinagos, start calling them Carib. I don't use Caribbean. Carib means cannibal. Jeffrey Dahmer was not a Carib. He eats cuisine. We could have them actually in the middle of our hood. eating us. And nobody said nothing. Jeffrey Dahmer eating us. And nobody said nothing. He got caught by accident. But if I came through the hood with a gat in my hand, 911. Good deal to her, 911. He's going to get us all in trouble, 911. With a cock and eat us in the middle of our own hood. It's the pump principle. Black man, stand up. Older people, step out of the way of the youth. Let's put them on page 1. They're doing more with our culture than any of us is doing. Jazz, it be dead. They're the record company, the publishing company, the performance rights groups. They're also the venues, the clubs, the big stadiums, the festivals, and they're even the critics to say, this year, for our jazz award, Kenny G! Kenny G! Who that be? Second, David Cars. Cars. Bill Cars. Sanborn. Sanborn? Who the hell is these people in our culture? And why is their daddy giving them an award? To legitimize them. Culture bandits. Those who win the war for culture will win the war. Listen to me. Those who win the culture will win the war. The battle's always for culture. And if you don't have a liberating culture, genocide. And we'll be down in Allenwood, PA, in different facilities taking gas showers. We ain't going out like that because I know our youth. But we need to politicize them and step off. Because we got baggage. Well, then we can't beat them. And niggas will never do nothing. I said, damn, look, you see, this is the last time I'm calling you. All right, sister lady? I love you. But this is the last time I'm calling you. You are not good for me. You're trying to make me quit like you've quit. So, sister lady, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Goodbye. Wife number 3. Dropped out. Because in revolution, there's no time for Lexuses and property. Everything goes into the books and the papers and the audio. And when we get more money, we're going to do documentary films. When we get more money, we're going to get a radio station. When we get more, we're going to get a TV station. And all along, we're going to be sliding a little for some guns. Ah, yeah, we the people darker than blue, huh? I'm going to punish white supremacy for making it so I can't have you, my former queen. I love you. See ya. Don't want to be here. Because the war rages on, and the dying increase. And I know that you know. So brothers and sisters, when you pick a queen and a king, try to keep firm and in step together. It's righteous to save the babies. It's righteous to fight for your culture. When history is told, it's not going to document your car, your property. That ain't never your property. Because unless you got an army, you don't got no property. The culture, the culture moves us out inside. It tells us, fight for Africa. The culture. And that's what the youth is bringing to us. You've seen the freestyle. That means, for y'all who don't know, off the top of my head, because I be bad. I can come off the top of my head because I believe what I say. And I'm not whacked. I got it down. I'm going to pass it on to my generation. Old people, get out of the way. You don't understand hip-hop? Move. Reverend ass, excuse me, I mean butts. And Dolores Slumlord Tucker. tell you about Dolores Tucker, who's judging our children. She's from Pennsylvania, where I be from. She was the Secretary of the State of Pennsylvania. She was the girlfriend of the Governor Milton Shack. And she was stealing money for him, with him. But when Governor Shack said, wife said, get rid of that nigga bitch, he said, Dolores, see you. She said, no, I'm Secretary of State. Then they convict her for the money she stole for that rich Governor Shack. Now she has the nerve to stand in front of our children who want to wage war with the culture and say they ain't nothing. Let me tell you this. If you want to do something in the media, how come nobody attacks Arnold Schwarzenegger? How about attacking Claude Van Damme, Jackie Chan, and all these show and tell murder shows, all these show and tell sex shows, all these white ass in your face every 5-minute shows? Why not attack them? Step off, step off, step off of our young people, because they be bad, huh? They be bad, huh? Out of the drum we come, rise. Out of the drum we come, yeah. So hip-hop music came out of the struggle for culture. Disco music had taken over R&B. And what they did is take the threatening bass out of the music. Because from the soul of black folks come the bass and the drum. And they put heavy European orchestration on top of it. Donna Summers was the queen of disco, married to a German, with a German orchestra playing that shit. And for a decade, the culture died. I went to a club one night, some old record producer, and I wanted to see and hear some music. And they played records. I said, you charge me $12 at the door, yeah? That's your cover charge. Where's the band? There ain't no band. There ain't no band? So what are we gonna see? Records. Shit, I got records. I ain't gotta come here for no records. Ambiance. Flashing lights. Flashing lights. John Travolta. Flashing lights. Flashing lights. Flashing lights. John Travolta. Flashing lights. Ah! Under the drum we come. I'm confused. I wanted to hear the improvisational ability of my people. Do you know that in African, in European culture, you have to play the song exactly how Beethoven and Mendelssohn and them wrote it? In Mein Kampf, Hitler said, there will be no deviation. Don't pat your feet and rock your head like them jungle bunnies for Africa. Check it out. Read Mein Kampf. That's the Bible of white supremacy. You think they hate Hitler? They love him. You think they hate Napoleon? They love him. You think they hate Alexander the Ungreat? They love him. And now the New World Order is going to do what they tried to do. Have white supremacy have control over the whole world, over all our land, labor, and resources. White supremacy is coming, and murder everywhere. There's devils at the devil's door. They're fighting each other for the right to kill us, the right to control our land, labor, and resources. They're dying in Waco. They're dying in Ruby Ridge. They're dying in Oklahoma City. They're derailing trains. They're blowing up things. The Freeman in Montana. The devil is at the devil's door. But that buys us time, don't you know? We're beginning together now, you know. You know, whoever wins, we're going to have to rumble. Yeah, we're going to have to rumble whoever wins. Yeah. The devil's at the devil's door. They said, what we'll do, Russia and the United States together, stop playing that left-right bullshit. And you know what we'll do? We'll drop the Berlin Wall. That's what we'll do. And you know what else we'll do? We'll consolidate Eastern Europe. Bang, booyaka, bang, booyaka. Wasn't that easy? Looked good on paper. Croatia and Bosnia, rumbling. Devil's at the devil's door. Europeans always fought each other. Do you remember 100 Years' War? Devil's at the devil's door. Before we was around, they used to kill each other like flies. Oh, remember Germany and France, France and Germany, Germany and France, Britain. Oh, you remember the Vandals murdering each other. Devil's at the devil's door. Here they come, here they come. What do we do? What do we do? But the devil's at the devil's door. We get it together. We get it together. Quietly. Don't nobody go on television and say, I be's the leader, and what we be's gonna do is get you crackers, and all you have to do is give me a grant. The devil's at the devil's door. If one is time, we can do some more. The devil's at the devil's door. Leave the bastards, leave the whore. It's time for Africans to stand up and rise. Some of us will not be saved, Move them out. The devil's at the devil's door. The devil's at the devil's door. And whoever wins, we're going to have to fight all the way down to the floor. What will bring us together? This ain't no slogan. I ain't about slogans. I'm about reality. When I came up with a name for the exploitation of our culture, I called them culture bandits. When brothers was telling me they can't kill us all, they can't kill us all, I said, the red man used to run this land. Now, a reservation is when I need a plane. A reservation is when I need a hotel room, huh? A reservation is when I need a car, whether OJ is there or not. They're in a concentration camp. Eating government cheese, drinking liquor, and die! Genocide. They are genocide. They always were genocide. They didn't come from the Horn of Plenty. They didn't come from the Garden of Eden. They crawled out of caves. Those who was left after Yum Yum eat them up. Because nothing grows in America. Nothing grows in Russia. They need Africa. They need the islands now. They need Africa. They got zero population. They're dying. The devils are at the devil's door. So I went and wrote the Black Holocaust. So no one could miss the point. I didn't try to be cute. I didn't try to be wordy. I got the governmental documents and just laid it down. Make it plain, Malcolm taught me. Make it plain, Malcolm taught me. Make it plain, Malcolm taught me. The devil's at the devil's door. Then people see the Black Holocaust. To this day, that's the biggest selling book I ever had. And it was just came out of necessity. But now it's the invasion of the body snatchers. High-tech barbarians. The invasion of the body snatchers. Why body snatchers? Is that a slogan? No, because I don't make no slogans. The invasion of the body snatchers is about how to use Ritalin to take our children down, to control our children and make drugs addict out of them with the violence initiative. It's our Norplant, and they put it on women's arms. And our women, I walked up to a sister and say, what the hell is that? That be Norplant. And I can root for 5 years. Invasion of the body snatchers. Dripping substance deep down in your blood. You die slowly. AIDS is too slow. AIDS is too slow. AIDS is too slow. AIDS is too slow. We need Ebola. We need Ebola to go down in those black, dynamic immune systems that's fighting off AIDS. We needed to liquefy all their body parts. We need to bleed down every opening in their body. We need them dead in 7 days. Genocide! Huh? Genocide. Now anybody who don't believe this song that I'm singing, and if everybody think that this is just the blues, fuck you. The Devils and the Devil's Door, they've been playing with cancer for years. Check out Microwave. Huh? Invasion of the Body Snatchers. All inside you substances. Immunizations for the babies. Save the babies! Put poison directly in their system. We found out that SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome, always occurred after immunization all over the nation. The Devil's at the Devil's Door. Huh? Listen to me. Everywhere that they inoculated African people for smallpox, you can trace the AIDS trail. Genocide! Everywhere now. Everywhere, yeah. Everywhere, yeah. I don't have time to cry. I don't have time to moan. I got time to get together and get the youth together and make sure. You know why I emphasize on the youth? In the 60s, I ran up to an elder brother. I said, "We black and we proud, ain't we, Pops?" He said, "You're black and you can't help it. You need to sit down and stop burning these cities." I said, "Damn! Is that what you think of me? Is that what you think of me? Is that what you think of me? I'm 18. I'm black. I got Malcolm guiding my back. Is that what you think of me? I never dreamed that I'd be standing in front of you today. I thought I would be dead like almost all the other brothers and sisters of my generation before the power system. Young people, we did not betray you. We were slaughtered. We did not betray you. We were slaughtered. And the dead went from coast to coast. From Pampers to the church. From the Nation of Islam to Pan-African nationalists. We were slaughtered. I stand in front of you as one of the few who's left. And after that elder said that to me, I said if I survive from this epoch to the next epoch, I would have something to say to young people. Because I think you're bad. When I look you in the eyes, I see me. When I look you in the eyes, I see me. And when you look your young people in the eyes, if you don't see yourself, you are not African-centered. You're not African-centered. You all whacked out. You all whacked out. You look at OJ and you see you. You look at Nicole, you see you. You don't even know who the fuck you is. Step off. Don't need you. Don't need you. Step off. Step off. I don't need you. Don't need you. Step off. Our culture, the tradition rhythms of Africa, stolen. Gospel music, stolen. Jazz, stolen. R&B, stolen. Fusion, stolen. Soul music, stolen. The hip-hop artist has resurrected it all. They use it all. They use the jazz. They use the gospel. They use They use the blues. They use the gospel. They use it all. Thinkable Planets, use some jazz for me. Thinkable, use some jazz for me. Bone Thugs and Harmony, let us see what death can be. Get a voice? Tell me about death. Tell me how death can be. What the hell is our children worried about death for? When I was 18, I didn't think I could die. It's because they know the reality. Them streets is mean. Them streets is dirty. See what death can be for you and me. Sing that song. You don't want no black immigrants. They don't want them in England, France, the United States. So here comes Fuji. Come on, Fuji. Represent for me. Come on, Fuji. No woman of mine. Come on, Fuji. Come on, Fuji. No woman of mine. Fuji, come on. Goody Ma, come on here. Goody Ma, I'll wipe my feet on the rug. Goody Ma, represent for me. Black helicopters swoop down and shoot missiles in my mind. Tell me about it, Goody Ma. Tell your children. Tell the youth. Tell the Goody Ma. Tell the children. Tell the youth. Say, we've been fighting. We've been fighting. Goody Ma. We've been fighting. Cell therapy. Goody Ma, talk to me. Paris, talk to me. Conscious daughters, talk to me. Bahamadia, talk to me. Homegirl, talk to me. Philly lady, talk to me. Nonchalant, talk to me. Come on, everybody talk to me. Hey, everybody talk to me. Ice Cube, no more scary girl, talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Ice Cube got rid of the scary girl and talking to me. Listen, talking to me. But there are higher levels. There are higher levels we can travel. And that higher levels is in the back room. They're going to have difficulty getting on the radio. Talk to me. We know them now. Talk to me. If they came out a tape, would we buy it? If they came out with a tape, would we buy it? Yes, we would. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Out of the group we come. You know something? I don't know what lecture this is, because it's showing on this paper. Talk to me. That's what happened with freestyles in the house. Freestyle. Talk to me. Talk to me. Hip-hop is using all our music, because when disco was alive for those 10 years, the development of musicians ceased. So we don't have those dynamic bass players that we had all along. We don't have those dynamic drummers we had all along. We got machines, and still they talk to me. And still they talk to me. Resurrected the 70s and 80s. Hey, they talk to me. We're in the valley of the shadow of death. We're in the valley of the shadow of death. If you listen to the young people talk, they are articulating reality. And though we may not want to see, it's reality. And though we don't like all the words we hear, it's reality. And when the historian comes along, the only thing he can use to put together our old song is hip-hop. Prince, he lies. Michael Jackson don't exist. Prince, he lies. Michael Jackson don't exist. In Culture Bandits 2, I wrote a chapter called Michael Jackson and the New World Order. And people was ringing my phone. Ring. They were ringing my phone. Ring. Michael Jackson and the New World Order, what are you talking about? I said, it don't matter if you're black or it didn't matter, you went through a hell of a lot of trouble. It didn't matter. You let Dr. Frankenstein carve up your nose. Give me that nose, boy, give me that nose. Look like one of those sphinx noses. Your nose look like a sphinx. Now you look right, boy. Push it, push it. Now you look right. You look like me. Look at that nose. Oh yeah, boy. Them cheekbones, run them up. Let's run them up. Let's break those cheekbones. Put wire in it. And let's run it up. And of course, Michael, we're gonna have to scrape the skin off your face. Off your face. It's too dark. You're too beautiful. You got too much melanin. We gotta take it off. And they scraped it off. If I had a disease that made me look white, wouldn't you go get black paint? And the darker the better, huh? He said, yeah, now Michael, give me that head. Shave that boy's head. Let it grow again. Now with magic, scary curl. Scary curl. You're gonna look like a girl. Scary curl. Mikey Jackson. Michael Jackson looked up and said, is that all? He said, no. That is not all, boy. To keep your high voice, we're gonna have to Gene was not his love. Voila! New World Order flunky. And it don't matter whether you're black or white. After the music stopped, he dissed you. After the white turned into the Asian, and the Asian into the Chicano, and the Chicano into the African, and the African would dread to the white, to the Chinese, to the white, to the Chinese, to the white, to the white, to the Chinese, to the Chinese, to the white. Multiculturalism attack on Pan-Africanism. But they weren't through with you. In the corner was a Black Panther representing in full effect. Black Panther separated from the multicultural party, eased on down the steps, and looked like it came out of a jail cell or the zoo. And when Michael Jackson got downstairs in the hood, he started tearing it up. He beat up cars, he masturbated on the grate, he rolled, he cried, he screamed, he zapped, he rolled, he cried, he screamed, little pale white savage. Hey, little pale white savage. He was, now, little pale white savage. Hey, Michael Jackson, huh? Then they said, but now, that don't make him part of the New World Order. I said when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, I warned the brothers and sisters in the hood that Jimmy Carter was coming to inoculate the babies in the hood. And I said, for his knockout punch, he's bringing Michael Jackson. And when nobody showed up with their beautiful black babies for that needle in the arm, Michael Jackson went on public service announcement saying, if you get your children inoculated, you get 2 tickets to my concert. And it came, and it died, and it came, and it died, and it came, and it came, and it died, and it came, and it came, and it died. They wouldn't listen to me, and it died, and it came, they wouldn't listen to me, and it died, and it listened to me, and it came, and it died. Wouldn't listen to me. Don't listen to us, because we be black. Nobody trusts what we say, because we them. Nobody trusts what we say. Michael Jackson in the New World Order. And I said, have you heard? Have you heard? Have you seen the new commercial? Have you heard? For the album History, he came marching in with the New World Army. Did you see it? Did you see him come marching in with the New World Order Army? It'd be white. And it came. And it died, and it died, and it came. And it died with the New World Order. Black helicopters swooping down. History. European history. Celebrating Elizabeth Taylor. George Washington and Franklin Walter. And it came, and it died, and it came. Nobody listen to me. Nobody listen to me. So, when you're telling people, have patience, because the enemy will prove that you're no liar. The enemy will prove they'll burn the churches down. They'll kill the babies, beat them to death. They'll throw you up against the wall, they'll drug you. They'll drug you in the hospitals, they'll drug you on the street. They'll have you play in the curb. They shoot you down. They came. And they died, and they came, and they came. Now let me see where I'm at in this lecture. Listen to me. It's all good as long as you know what time it is. That's the only time when it is all good. So the historical picture that I have drawn for you says that we cannibalize our young people who are trying to stand up. I want to hear what a gangster has to say. I can heal anybody that I know what time it is. We have the culture put in place to do that. We can help anybody we know their malady. Malcolm says, you break our legs and you call us cripples. Malcolm said, I said, you break our legs and call us cripples. That's what they've done to our youth. They were born in this culture. They didn't create it. A drive-by shooting has nothing to do with an African driving by on an elephant and throwing a spear at another African. It came from Elliot Ness and Scarface. It came from the wise guy, the Godfather 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how did we get to be the gangsters? Gangsters don't wear sneaks. They became the wise guys, the good fellas and the Godfathers. We supposed to be some soft punk gangsters and we play into it. Little sucker playing the curb for a few cents. Think he's a gangster. However, Malcolm proves that that brother playing the curb, if we can use the culture to turn him around, has the courage to stand up and fight. Has the courage to stand up and fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up against the whites. When the Rodney King thing went down, it was the Crips and the Blood that was defending the hood. And when they got on Ted Koppel, you saw how they represent. Well, I talked to them. Every Crip is not loyal to the race, neither is every Blood. But they're working on a truce, and they're preparing for the come down. Your warrior is locked down. That's why they came up to 3 strikes you're out, 2 frames and a real deal. That's why they're giving big time, 10, 20 years. I was talking in the prison the other day. I said, man, how long you'll be here? Is it 10, 15? I said, you must be talking about minutes. I know you're talking about years, brother. 10, 15 years. Damn. We need you now. So all the leaders that they didn't slaughter in the 60s and the 70s, the leadership potential is being locked down. And they're privatizing the prisons. It's neo-slavery. Do you know some prisoners are putting together logic boards for $1 a day? Do you know they're involved in private industry and American Express and everybody? is lining up to buy themselves a prison. You mean buy yourself a nigger? A prison full of niggas. That's what you're doing. We're not saying everything that the rappers are attempting to do is right. They're a work in progress. We're the only race that to be loyal and loving to it, you're punished. And to be treasonous and an MC Hammer pump type, you get paid. We better organize ourselves. You got MC Hammer popping chicken in his mouth. You got Big Shaq proving how big and stupid we really can be sometimes. We got Michael Jordan working with runaway shops and say he don't care. And then we got Rodman. Hey, hey, hey. Rodman is yours. Don't act like you ain't got no melody. Rodman is yours. He's yours. He's a victim of the American Nigger Factory. The American Nigger Factory. Racist curriculum. Anti-African mass media. Smash the child in between it. What was once a beautiful black baby, voila, is a nigger. Is a nigger. And then we come along doing remedial work the rest of our lives, trying to save the baby that is now a man, that is now a woman, trying to save him. It's backwards how we're acting. I say we have to prepare the way for the youth. I just came back from Jamaica. We was in Kingston at the Mandela Park. We had 500 to 600 people listening to that lecture. We was at Granville, up in the mountains where there ain't no roads, where Whitey can't even go, lecturing. Trying to find out what they thought, not what I thought. What they think, what they're doing, not what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. I got respect for them. We're always trying to take the youth and put them in our organizations and then use them. It's time for us to set them up to organize themselves. These are tough times of genocide. One of the purest weapons we have is hip-hop music. There are artists who say they got a label. They don't got no label. You got a production company. Front. Label is you control the distribution. And we make the record, write the record, sing the record, produce, arrange, almost press the record. And then walk off and hand it to the enemy. Got a record? Oh, you got a record, boy? Yeah. No, I don't like this here. Well, I'll take it out. Where am I? Well, I'll put you in there. I want a white girl in that video. Will I get paid? 2 cents a record, boy. Go ahead. How long is my contract? 10 years. When I found out that KRS-One, Public Enemy, had a 10-album deal, don't know, I'm an old record producer. Don't nobody sound a 10-album deal. That's your whole career. That'll encompass maybe 15 years. It's according to how many singles you pull up. Huh? Huh? Do you know reggae music came from the hills and the struggles of the masses of the people? And to control reggae music like they're going to try to control hip-hop, they had to first kill the practitioner. They killed Bob Marley, instant cancer, just had water and stir. Huh? They laid Peter Tosh on the ground and blew the back out of his head. They stoned Mikey Smith to death. And they recently slaughtered Garnet Silk and his mom. And that's the only way they can give you dance hall. Instead of the skanking of the high threes and the dignity of the African queen, we got the black woman rolling on the floor, grinding against walls. Ass up in the air. If Bob Marley wasn't dead, this would kill him. They gotta come for hip-hop. So you gotta recognize the work that those young people are doing. They gotta come for it. Huh? They gotta come. They're the only ones who say, who's that peeping in my window? Wow, nobody now. Because that's the only way you can get them out of your window. But on the highest level, let me give you an example. Moving on the highest level was Arrested Development. Why did I say that? Because they moved with inside the African culture. No more baseball caps or racist teams and billionaire white men. No more hockey shirt. First time I seen a brother in a hockey shirt. And I know the media. A hockey shirt. I said, brother, come here. I said, man, I ain't got that. Brother, come here. I said, what's up, man? What you younger than me and shit? What is that you got on? Hey, ain't it fly? I said, it's a hockey shirt. We don't even play hockey. We don't even come from where hockey's played. What possessed you? I don't know. It's the thing, man. It's whose thing? So Arrested Development attempted to represent. Why do I say that? They move within the confines of African culture. Because as soon as you step outside of your culture, you're wrong. I say it. As soon as you step outside your culture, you are wrong. They stayed in their culture. To show you that they was thinking correctly, they had Baba in the middle of the group. That means the elder was present. Sound correct to me? Then they really shocked me. They didn't sing about religion. They sung about African spirituality. That's on a high level, don't you know? Then the crowning touch. They sung about our ancestors. I said, damn. One album, after white folks understood what they were saying, they were done. Black folks didn't even catch on what they were doing. With Baba rocking in the middle of the group, surveying his youth on post. And the youth dancing around him and celebrating his life. And their life too. And the ancestors in the room, because out of the drum we come. And the spirituality. Fishing for religion. Huh? Teach a man to fish and he could stand up. They knew what that meant. Next thing I seen, that girl who sung that part in Tennessee was singing from a bathroom. A men's room at that. Imagery is everything. You want to see somebody use imagery good? Ghetto Boys. The world is a ghetto. When they tie in Rwanda with Richmond and Rochester, Baltimore, and Philadelphia. And when you see the elder telling the youth to go through the Stargate. That was deep. But what the hell, can't have everything. When he went through the Stargate, he saw what was happening. And then he was reborn. That was called the rites of passage. It's good. All of it. Be able to break it down. I take my hat off to the young people. I dedicated the book, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, to what I call the cultural cadres. No, they don't know yet that they should take off their baseball hats and stuff. Remember, culture evolves. And they always cut it off before it can evolve into revolution. Culture evolves. And they always cut it off before it becomes revolution. They know what they're doing. Do we know what we're doing? The mainstream. Don't worry about it. Get yourself together. Because when the shit really hit the fan, your plan better already be written. Because the people will come and say, you was talking all that black stuff, what do we do? Well, oh, since you're here, I never thought you'd come. Let me see. You got any food stored away? You got any water? No. You got any guns? No. But I say, get up and stand up for your rights, black man. Peace out. Slogans won't win the war. I'm going to end up, because I don't even know how long I've been up here. I just know it felt good being in Baltimore again. I want to give a shout out to Public Enemy. Even though they were severely tested, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this for real. Shh. If you want to talk revolution, you better be ready. Because they're coming for you. Malcolm said, if you knew what revolution meant, you wouldn't use that word. You jump back in the alley. So when the Jews told him to get rid of Professor Griff, and they punked out, first of all, never leave the streets. The street says, if we roll together, we rumble together, or we go down together. The hell with academia and intellectuals, the streets tell you that. And when they gave away Professor Griff's head, they wouldn't finish. They said, boy, so you're revolutionary, huh? Well, I got rid of Griff. That's her. I want you to make a record. Some white boys. Yeah, we can't do that. You got it. And we wanted to be Bring the Noise. Bring the Noise. That started out with Malcolm saying too black, too strong. Well, that whole quote is, when you got black coffee and you put white cream in it, what used to keep you awake will now lull you to sleep. Too black, too strong. So that means they know when whatever this group, anthrax, white group named after a disease. It should be named after disease. Good? And they did Bring the Noise. I was hurt, but this is criticism with perfection. Because my young people didn't know what to expect. When you twirl Uzis on the stage and you march in military march, you better be ready to get the gap when they come. Because they gotta come. When you influence millions of young people to the next level, they gotta come. When you freestyle hardcore, they gotta come. And it's up to the hood to produce, to protect them when they do come. They wasn't finished with them. They said, okay, Griff is going. We didn't Bring the Noise and sold 2 copies. They said, no, my son ran in the house. He said, Daddy, Public Enemy coming to town. I said, oh, well, yeah. He said, I want to go. Can you spring for me? I said, yeah. I said, who else with him? He said, some group called Anthrax. I said, Anthrax is a white group. And he slumped down. They made him make the choice if he really wanted to see Public Enemy. It's now a multicultural party. Him being African son said, never mind, Daddy, but I'll take that money for some sneaks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like that, you know. Then they wasn't finished with poor Public Enemy. And I blame us because we didn't protect our cultural cadres. Then they said, we want you to produce a record of a group we got. So what's the name of the group? The Young Black Teenagers. You know who the Young Black Teenagers is? What color are they? They all white. And they ain't sold a record since. And I hope Chuck D come back because he was an artisan. His readings were so great. And I hope we protect them all. When you stand up for the race, they need to protect them all. If I stand up here and I thought you wouldn't protect me, I'd never speak again. Be nobody to speak to. But when I come into Baltimore, these 2 brothers are always with me. Give my hand. boss and the drummers are always with me. Give them a hand. Shout out Public Enemy. Shout out KRS-One for what you've done historically, but you sure becoming a punk now. You cannot do a commercial using Gil Scott-Heron's The Revolution Will Not Be Televised and say the revolution is basketball. And basketball's the truth. Sell out punk. Come on home, man. Come on home, KRS-One. I know you always said you was a humanist. Come on home, K. We need you. Out of the drum we come on out, KRS-One. Remember what you said when you said, black cop, black cop, black cop, black cop. Come on home, K. We need you. You got a fat bank account, so you can come on home. X-Clan, shout out. Brand Nubian, shout out, shout out. Ghetto Boys, shout out. Scarface, shout out, shout out. Ice Cube, shout out. Paris, shout out, shout out. Guru the Damager, shout out. Guru, shout out, shout out. 2000 Black in DC. My brothers, shout out, shout out. Shout out, shout out. Professor Grip, wherever you are, my brother. I remember talking to you at the Slade Theater. I remember when you said you lost your wife and they were clocking you all over the world. You lost your money for being a strong warrior and a minister of information. Shout out, shout out. Diggable Planets, hey, come on. Shout out, shout out. Conscious Daughters, hey, hey. Shout out, shout out. Lost Boys, Renee, shout out. Shout out, shout out. Nonchalant, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Black man, where are you heading? Shout out, shout out. Bahamadia from Philly, baby. Hey, shout out, shout out. Roots from Philly, baby. Hey. Shout out, shout out, Outcast. Roll call. Shout out, Outcast. Goody Mob. Keep them out of your window. Shout out, shout out. Shout out, Goody Mob. Shout out, shout out. You ever hear that song called A Funeral? Well, I didn't ask to come here. Listen to that album good. Then shout out, shout out. Fuji. All praises. Shout out, shout out. Come on. Shout out, Fuji. Arrested Development, wherever you are. Shout out. Shout out, shout out. Shout out. Shout out, shout out. Shout out. Shout out, shout out. Oh. Freestyle. Shout out, shout out. Off the top of the head. Shout out, shout out. It's all good. Now, I didn't name 1 or 2 conscious rappers. I named a whole lot of them. They need our support. Let me tell you something about rap music. They sell millions of copies underground. Now what does that tell you? That the youth will seek the truth out. Underground! And I said that when freestyle come out, if they can't get into the tower, their messages should be sold in every black bookstore. Black film should be sold in every black bookstore. Let's set up a new distribution pattern, cutting out the barbarians of time. Hey, shout out, shout out. Without no liberating culture, there is no revolution. Hit me. Without no liberating culture, there'll never never be a revolution. No revolution means genocide. Revolution means death. I've seen them kill in Grenada. I've seen them kill in Philadelphia. I've seen them kill in Panama. I've seen them kill in Zimbabwe. I've seen them kill. I've seen them kill. Do we know how to kill back? Do we know how to kill back? Do we know how to kill back? Listen, Baltimore, it's always good being here. I ain't been here 2 years. I've seen old friends and new friends. And I hear people say nothing's happening in Baltimore. That's not true. Everywhere we go, things are happening, but we're not connected. We're freelancing. You can't freelance revolution. Do the police freelance? No, they got the FBI. They got the ATF. Right? They got the National Guard. They got the Army, the Navy, the Marines. You can't freelance revolution. We must love each other. I see now when the brothers and sisters come up, they hug. Make sure you love each other. It's a privilege to be African. All but Africans must unite. Hey, I gotta go. It's a privilege to be African. All but Africans must unite. Thank you.
Brother Del Jones. Right, don't y'all leave yet. We're going to do a question and answer period.
Oh, okay.